Get a Job in Tech, episode 227. So, IT Johnny, what's up with this artificial intelligence or AI? What do you know about that?
Man, that's a vast and how's it going, everybody, by the way. That's a very man, that's a vast field, man. It's crazy. AI is, as we know, artificial intelligence. Uh, it's man, it has a lot of use cases, but it has I would say I'm gonna just go on a little quick little spill, at least how I think it is. Well, AI used to be, I would say, pretty hard to get into, mainly just because you actually had to know like mathematics and all the, a lot of different math, theory and just be good at it in the sense because you actually have to write out the algorithms, create algorithms, and do like math. I'm just gonna say math because I don't know algebra, I don't know kind of math that's used, but I did try to dabble in it before. But now AI is a little more, I would say, streamlined to where you don't really have to know the numbers because now in a sense it's been a lot of people in it, a lot of people have been developing for it over the years and over the years. So now AI is very very not complete, but it's easier now to use it and get into it. So with that being said, man, because it's very widely, I would say, available for people to jump into and practice, play with it, learn it, experiment with it, come up with use cases because of that. And in a lot of instances, it's open source, depending on what platform you're using, and a lot of them is just open source. When I say open source, I don't just mean the uh, the code for the AI. I mean like certain programs and applications are open source to where, or platforms to where you can just use them to, um, I guess, make your own code versions of them and use them. So because of that, a lot of tech, a lot of applications are coming about with AI, not just the generic term AI, but you got, I'm sure most know, computer vision. You got machine learning, um, and it's just those. There's just so many things you do with them. As far as use cases, new things coming out, man, it's. I'm sure people are now starting to see with work and stuff. You can, at least certain companies I know, they don't go fully AI in a sense, but they have like some small parts of it, like in chats now, people have phone calls. Um, like my company, they'll use AI with like Google, not Google, Microsoft Teams. They'll use like the pilot, Copilot to like automatically come up with like a transcribe or whatever the whole meeting's about. So it puts everything in nice little a written format of everybody of the whole conversation. Puts it like in third person view in a sense to where it's easy to follow. Of course, it doesn't get everything perfect every time, so it's good to proofread it and maybe correct things as need be. But so that's one use case. Now a lot of phone calls that get recorded, use AI to write transcripts of them, make it easier for people to follow. You can use AI for a lot of like security cameras. Can use AI, computer vision, more so to say, to help. I guess you could say uh, do crazy, awesome stuff when it comes to security. Whereas was Cisco Live, and they got these Meraki cameras, and that's just a vendor, Cisco. And their cameras all have AI embedded in them, so they're built from the ground up with AI in them. And you can have say you have like a security camera, and you're looking at your screen. You can have it set to where if somebody passes this certain line, the alarm goes off. If a person wearing a yellow jacket comes in view, you can have an alarm go off. So you can use AI to do a lot of things of that nature. So there's a lot of use cases, not just security, but in just almost any industry. You can use AI in a sense, different aspects of AI, to get make your business more efficient, faster, smoother. It accomplishes a lot of things. You just got to have the minds to think of ways to use it.
Have you ever in the real world, like a job wise, how would you? What could a person? What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of years? If you have an opinion, do you have an opinion on maybe 10 years, 5 years, 2 years from now? What's going to happen with AI as far as a job is concerned, like help desk, for instance, or maybe something like that? If you had an idea.
Um, I would say the AI, as far as jobs are concerned. Now, do you mean like getting like just helping people out with jobs, or
For instance, ServiceNow, and a ticket comes into ServiceNow, and it auto corrects or self corrects basically. Let's say, for instance, a router is offline. Well, there's a big problem if you have a router offline, of course, but let's say a switch, or let's say an endpoint, access point, whatever, out in somewhere, and it's just maybe has 10 users on it, or 10 IP, or 10 devices connected to it, and it goes offline. Well, it's because of the power, right? Maybe the power went off or something that connected to that device because there's not redundancy. And so it self corrects. Basically, you get a ticket in ServiceNow or Rimini, whatever, and you see, oh, okay, the device is offline. Fine. Normally, how it works is device is offline, and you get a ticket, and then you have to manually go in, and even if it cleared, you have to manually go in and close the ticket.
hmm
Wouldn't it be nice if you have an AI go in and just close it out, and because it sees, oh, okay, I see you're online, and the conditions changed and cleared basically, so close the ticket, and then what you have is let's say you'd have 10% less tickets just because of that. But do you see something like that happening?
oh yeah, and that's something that could already happen with AI. You could, yeah, that definitely could happen. I would say it's in some things with AI, you don't even have to use AI in full. You could use AI to create something to not even have to use AI, because AI is going to use everything with AI is going to have to use processing. So if you could get away from using AI, which requires a decent amount of processing, even for small things, it doesn't because of how AI works. Certain things that seem like it should be small to us, the AI is going to you still use a decent amount of processing power to process it. Like I've installed locally on my computer. Most AI people use it like text, text speech chat AI. When you put something in and it gives you an answer, or you put something in and it gives you a picture. Of course, the picture ones will take a lot of processing power, but let's go to the text based prompt where you give it a text, give it a question, and it answers your question with it, right? So those in particular, those have like I have one installed on my laptop, and my laptop's not very powerful. It's a 2011 laptop because it's Lenovo. It's an old one, clunky, but it's beefed up a little bit. I put some extra, space, RAM, and memory in there. Anyways, but still, it's still kind of old. It is i7, but again, it's an old laptop. But I installed the more Olama. It's a uh, it's a language model, LLM, in a sense, where you can say come in and run it on your local machine. And so I have it on my laptop. And something as simple as typing in, hey, what is what is a I can't think of nothing to ask right now. I'm blank. This how do you or here I can't think of nothing. What's going on? Okay, I got one for you, Terry. How do you turn on a light bulb? How do you turn a light bulb on? Right? Something simple as that.
Yeah.
And the AI will obviously answer it, but it's going to be spinning for a second. It's going to be spinning and spinning and spinning. And it could take anywhere between, at least on my machine with this, 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes it'll be quicker, maybe 2 minutes before it spits the answer out. Now, of course, you could type that on Google, it pops up really quick, but it's just searching stuff. The AI is actually trying to answer the question based on its knowledge, what it knows, right? So it's trying to answer that, but it's going through a lot of I'll just say decision making when you answer that little simple question. So AI does take a lot of processing, even for little trivial questions. It's still running those algorithms trying to figure it out. So with that being said, if you can use AI to maybe just so let's say for instance you have AI to run to figure stuff out. You're putting it through something you want to figure something out. Well, every time it gets information it has to process, figure something out, it's going through what it has to go through to figure it out. So it's going through it's using all that processing to figure it out. Every time you needed to do something, it's doing it. So if you can use AI to just use it to, hey, how can I do this for this? and it spit you out how to do that. And you take that. Let's say, for instance, what was your example?
Oh, my example was ServiceNow. The ticket, the end device, the access point. Let's say in a hotel in Holiday Inn or the Hyatt. Let's say it's down the hallway and it's offline, and corporate sees, hey, in this hotel in whatever city is offline. I see you have one access point offline, so they get a ticket in, and they have to call down the front desk. Hey, can you go up and check this? We see this access point's offline. It's on the 10th floor. Do you mind going up there? So now you have the front desk. It's at night. They have to close up front desk or whatever. Go up just to check it, and then it's, oh yeah, it's back on, or I unplugged it, or no, there was a power issue or something like that, and they resolved it. Well, if you can just if it just okay, the AI would say, oh, I see it back online. It was just temporary outage. Done. You don't have to waste all that time getting the front desk to go upstairs to check on an access point.
Yeah. So for that, like that, you would probably want to have the AI create like a. Well, I guess it depends on how the system is set up. If the AI is logging in, checking stuff that way, so if the AI is logging in and it's pulling that information and it's getting that information, processing it, then figure out what to do with it. Um, what I would do is use AI to figure out how to write a script to do that for you, instead of having AI to do it every time and needs to figure something out, because AI is going to run that every time to figure that out, and it's using all of that power processing to do it. It could take a while. So I would like tell it to, hey, write me a script, or maybe like Python or something like that, to tell Python to go out and reach out, pull the information, and then have Python, and then make sure within that code, Python knows, what the determination is, maybe like a matrix type, setup. So if this happened, if it comes up with this is the solution. If it comes up with if it comes up with this, then do this. So I would have AI create a script for me to pull that information from the device, and then have that script process that information and have that script spit it back out. Whereas versus having AI having to reach out every time, pull information with AI, have AI process the information, only because AI is going to take a while to process that information. If you have like a Python script, if you tell AI to create you a Python script or whatever code you want to use, and tell AI to make that script to do it for you, and then have it spit it out, and then have that script, on the server sitting somewhere to where it can do that. That's the best way for me to do it, if I would say, because then you're saving power, you're saving resources, and you're saving your computers from, or your GPUs, whatever you're using, of being wasted eventually from constantly, spinning, processing information, processing once, get the code, the script for it, boom. But you can't always do that for every solution, obviously. But for this particular, solution or situation, I would say go that route right there. Have the AI create a script for you to do that, instead of having AI do it every time itself.
Nice, nice. That's really nice. That's seems easier actually. Seems easy fix. That's a good that I could see that as the saving somebody time basically, and maybe if a company wants, they don't have they have low overhead, so they can not hire as many people basically, and people aren't get they don't one less human working there basically. But that's how probably AI could work. I like it. Like it. How about something like, what about networks? Do you see AI going into networks at all? Like like your what is it? I guess in a sense, isn't networking really AI anyway? Because it uses like some of the protocols, OSPF is similar to, or EIGRP is probably similar to AI. Not really, but the it does an action based on parameters it sees. But how is AI used in networking? You have any idea, or in that field, if you know?
Yes. So AI and networking. So 1 second. Yeah. So 1 second, man.
So I'm just going to talk while IT Johnny figures out whatever he's got going on. And I'm going to tell you what I know about AI. You have Alan Turing. So Alan Turing, back in World War II, he, I think it was called, forget the name of the device, but it was a project he ran, and it was a device that he used to troubleshoot. No, what was the name of there was a device he used. Victory, that's it. So it's Victory was a machine called a Victory. It was a machine that used it code breaked, or it was used to code break the Enigma. That was a machine used in World War II by the Germans. So basically, he used Victory. It's a machine basically to crack these enigmas. And what happened? The result of that was that helped them win World War II, because they knew the location of the Allies, or the German U-boats, where they planned an attack, etc., etc. And now he was a graduate student, I believe. I think he was at Princeton. I think he was at Princeton one time. But anyway, that's Alan Turing. So from Alan, like I said, that was in the 40s, and then it was very, very primitive back in those days. And then you have some other individuals that took over from there. Now, there's a movie called The Imitation Game. That is pretty much based on, not really based on, but it's Imitation Game is it is about Alan Turing and World War II, and it addresses some of those things he did basically in World War II, and how he came about. Now, obviously, we've come a long way since like the 40s with AI. Johnny, you back? IT Johnny, you back?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead and continue.
So I hope there's not too much noise in the background.
Not at all.
Okay, good, good. So you talked about the routing protocol. So like EIGRP, like you were saying, that sort of is. I mean, it's not. I guess you could look at it like a form of AI in the sense that, but it's all predetermined, obviously. But in a sense, it is using an algorithm. I guess like, for instance, like SD-WAN, software defined networking or wide area networks. So they're doing things with AI in a sense to where it's more of, I guess you can say, like troubleshooting. It can be kind of hard, I guess you could say, in the sense that, okay, I look at this packet. Okay, this packet was this. Now I got to go over here, look at this device, see what this one says. Now I got to go over here and see what this, process is over here. Oh, now I need to see what the CPU says over here. All the information, I have to remember it, got to write it down, I have to keep going back and forth. verify it's right, AI pull that information and makes a determination right then and there. We should go over and check it. I was going to check and make sure it's right with AI, but this is what being confused for is pulling data, observing the data, and giving you information based on the data, making its own determination based on who did it. So companies using networking, and any company can do this really for their data, but everything's using it for helping troubleshoot, helping analyze the data, helping pull metrics in there, and also helping direct traffic as well. So um, I would say Cisco and other companies are more so just implementing AI, but I would say like Juniper is actually building their networks from the ground up with AI embedded into some of their newer products. So they're like embedded with AI, they're building with AI. I haven't seen them myself, but I've heard about it. I see them posting about it. So yeah, networking is getting AI. I mean, it's coming along slow, but it's happening.
Very cool. Very cool. It's very good. Well, Johnny, IT Johnny, is there anything else you want to bring up about AI?
Oh yeah, so
Continue.
I am working on a little AI project myself, a couple, but mainly I would say is working on one in for art. I would say an art project. Is a garden project in St. Louis with Miss Chambers. So she's a local artist in St. Louis, and she builds gardens and turns gardens into art. So she's buying up land throughout St. Louis and buildings, trying to get them built back up, and clean them up. And building nice gardens, I mean nice ones. You can walk through. I don't know all the different plants and things she's growing, but she has some exotic plants there. So she gets depending on some of the exotic plants she grows, she actually gets some grant help from the local government and some local institutes. She wants some work locally, helping out communities near nature. So we're working on a little AI project for when it's supposed to be simple at the moment. It's all it is a camera, and it's detecting when the human presence is near. So she has the plant start speaking to the human when they walk by, and that's as simple as it gets right now. Eventually, we're going to start putting like soil sensors in there and doing some nice tricky stuff with that data. But right now, we just have a basic camera in there. Um, right now, the wiring is horrible. It's like a right now the wiring in that box looks like a guy ever put it together. Get out of a sticky situation. But no, it's kind of long. But it's a nice little project. It's not too crazy with this one. Like I said, we just got to set up to where whenever it detects a human, so if a car or a cat walks by, it's not gonna start playing the music only when the human walks by. And after a certain amount of hits, it starts playing the music for a certain amount of time, and then it stops and it next time. So that's what all it's doing right now. In the future, we're gonna, like I said, start doing some nice stuff and integrated it with the map platform that we've been working on. You've seen that one. That's not AI based, but we're going to integrate um, our project with that little AI system on it and integrate it into the project we've been working on. So that's right now the active AI thing I'm working on. But yeah, we're having fun with that. Actually, having more fun building the little box I had to put the camera and stuff in it. Not building the box, but putting all the stuff in there. Thanks to Hobby Lobby for having that nice little box. I'll be able to buy. I having to make it myself. But yeah, so that's where we're having now.
Fantastic. Well, Johnny, IT Johnny, thanks a lot for coming on the podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.